Let's move on, though, into our next topic, Johnny, and we're staying in the MCU. We're staying in the Marvel sphere of things. We're not sandwiching anything today.
No sandwiches today.
And the reason why is, so the title of this on YouTube, you might say, whoa, spoilers. If you haven't seen Avengers Infinity War, obviously spoilers. I feel like this is the last time I can say that, right?
Yeah.
Like after this podcast, the next podcast, we can just spoil, and after 3 weekends, then it's kind of your own fault, right?
Yeah, I mean, maybe we should just mention it at the beginning, but
just in case.
Just in case.
Spoilers for Avengers Infinity War if you have not seen it. But Johnny, today we're talking about Gamora. And the reason we're talking about Gamora is what's her future in the MCU? Because we got 2 articles that we're using as kind of references here.
Well, I mean, she dead.
She dead too. But like the first off was an entire article about that she's the key to beating Thanos. She's still trapped in the soul world, her coming back. Then there was an article later this week, where Joe Russo recently stopped by Iowa City High School and spoke to students about Avengers Infinity War. While there, the Iowa City Press Citizen reports that the co-director of the film fielded a question about whether the orange void Thanos visits at the end of the film and sees young Gamora in is actually within the Soul Stone. Here's what he said, Johnny. Yeah, it implies that it's the Soul Stone. It's all orange around, and he's inside the Soul Stone. With the amount of power that it took to snap his fingers, he has this out-of-body experience with Thanos. When he goes inside the Soul Stone, he has this kind of conversation with the younger version of Gamora, or of his Gamora, is what he's saying. Because that also makes me think, is she in the Soul Stone, or was he having an out-of-body experience and he was wanting to think she was alive, hoping she was, and seeing his version? Because she goes, oh, did you do it? And he goes, yeah. And she goes, well, what did it cost? And he goes, everything. And that's the last we see. Also, after seeing it a second time, what still confuses me, after he throws Gamora off and gets the Soul Stone, when he like is laying in that pool of water and then sits up, is he in the Soul Stone there, or was he just transported away from the cliff on Volmir?
I guess he was just transported away because it was weird. Yeah, I do remember that.
Because it just cuts and goes to the next thing.
That's what my brain was like as soon as we saw that. It's like, why did he wake up in the pool of water? I get it. He got the Infinity Stone out of it, but why did he wake up in the pool of water? Like the pools of water, I should say.
But I'll ask you.
Okay.
What do you think Gamora's future? What do you think it is in the MCU going forward? Going forward, mainly Avengers 4, what's Gamora's future?
Well, let's see. Avengers 4, there's going to be some way... I'm trying to think. Because it's kind of confusing. I don't want to just say, oh, they're going to bring her back. Like, that's stupid.
I think they
sounding.
are, though.
I mean, they are, but I don't want to say...
But are they going to bring her back in the way we think?
I don't want to sound like, oh, they're going to bring her back, like in the stupid way of, oh, she's back, guys. We got an Infinity Stone and just brought her back. I think it's going to be kind of it may weigh on Thanos that he killed Gamora for this, over all this, because, I mean... Maybe going back and forth inside the Soul Gem just a bit. Maybe he's going to go back and forth inside the Soul Gem a few times just to talk to her because he gave her up just for the Soul Gem. Because I don't think it was his version of Gamora in the Soul Gem. It's Gamora's... when you're pulled inside the Soul Gem, it's that version of the person. It's what their thoughts are. And that's kind of a Gamora thing to ask instead of like just getting pissed with him. Kind of going back to the calm side of maybe being stuck inside the Soul Gem, thinking about things and going, was it worth it?
Because you killed me. Yeah,
you killed me. The thing that apparently you cared about most. Or one of the people you cared about most.
Which, watching it a second time,
just like, do you not think that's like the opposite, like hitting Thanos in another way than physically? Just did you get it done? Yeah. Would you give up everything? Was it worth it?
Here's what I think, though, and this is the reason why I titled this on YouTube.
Yeah.
The way I did. I mean, I feel like they're going to bring her back for Avengers 4, but I don't know if, like, the article that's like, oh, is she the key to defeating Thanos? I want to say no.
I don't think she's the key. I think she's going to be a very helpful thing because I think all this is going to kind of toy with his mind, in the fact of either maybe he's going to start thinking of, wait, I have this. I can bring her back. Or it's going to be the Avengers find a way to get at least one or two of the Infinity Stones back or something. Or reverse time where Nebula's like, we need Gamora. I need my sister to help me with this. She knows more. She knows as much about Father as I do. We need to get her back somehow. The time travel part of it is going to play a huge key in that.
Here's what I'm also thinking about is, so I'm looking at the backstory of comic Gamora.
Yeah.
And when you look at comic Gamora, I'll read a little bit of it, is Gamora became very proficient in martial arts after Thanos found her and stuff. Yeah. Earning the nickname the deadliest woman in the whole galaxy, which Thanos says in Infinity War. When she was a teenager, Thanos took her on a trip to Tartuia number 7. Gamora disobeyed Thanos' orders. Due to this, came into conflict with a group of thugs. She was greatly outnumbered, and despite her skills, she was defeated and then raped by the assailants. Thanos finds her half dead, in turn murdered all the assailants, and restored her to health cybernetically, enhancing superhuman levels. Then as an adult, it goes on to say that she was going to assassinate a Church of the Truth, and then after this, she managed to get close to Magnus, but failed the assassination at the last second, together with Warlock. That's what I think we're headed to. And I wonder if her being in the Soul Stone, I'm going to say this, and it might be shocking, what if we don't see her in Avengers 4? Meaning the only way, the only two ways we see her in Avengers 4 is if A, they go back in time to talk to Gamora. Like Nebula says, no, we got to go back in time, talk to an older Gamora, because she's the only one that can beat him. Well, younger. Well, you know what I mean. Younger Gamora, because she's the only one that can beat him. Or do they just, the only time we see Gamora is if they show the Soul World and she's in the Soul Stone. Because what I'm thinking is, what if they don't have her in air quotes again in Avengers 4, and then Cosmic Universe comes along, and this shakes up the lineup of the Guardians, where it's no longer the traditional Guardians that we see. Where maybe she's not in the Guardians anymore, and this shows that, hey, Phase 4, she's going to be teaming up with Adam Warlock. We kind of introduce Adam Warlock to where they connect in the Cosmic Universe through the Soul Stone.
It could be something like that, except Adam Warlock's coming off a little bit differently than in the comics, because
the Sovereign is
creating him as opposed to him having to
destroy the Guardians.
Yeah, exactly.
Yeah.
So I mean, there has to be the whole thing of how does he come in contact with the Soul Gem, and then the other part is she's already in there, but. Well, here's the other thing I was going to bring up too. So didn't they say she kind of has a bigger role in Guardians 3 in one of these articles?
I believe so, yes.
So,
for Avengers 4, you mean?
No, I think it's at Guardians 3.
Oh, yeah. Okay, maybe then she becomes the leader. Is that what you're going towards? Maybe the leader of the Guardians?
I don't know, but I mean, it could shake up the lineup still, because we don't know what's going to end up in Phase 4.
Yeah.
I mean, no matter what, it could, or not Phase 4, in Avengers 4, anything could shake up the lineup still. But I thought it said she had a little bit more of a role in Guardians of the Galaxy 3 that's supposed to come out in Phase 4.
She could.
So, I mean, I think we're going to get her back somehow.
I think James Gunn has said that.
James Gunn, that's what I knew someone, I couldn't remember.
James Gunn has said that, not the Russos.
Okay. Well,
and James Gunn is writing Guardians, or has already written Guardians.
So, I mean, if he already wrote it or is writing it,
I'm assuming he knows what's going to go on in Avengers 4 so he can write it. Yeah.
I mean, who knows? He must not. I know.
Yeah.
So there's got to be some way of we're kind of getting her back.
But also Guardians 3 is Phase 4.
Yeah.
So like I'm saying, what if she's not? What if like we don't see her get out of the Soul Stone until Guardians 3?
Maybe that's like the quest of the rest of the Guardians to try
find her,
try and get her back somehow. I'm fairly sure. I think the biggest part we're going to definitely see her in is going into the Soul Stone, though. The other thing I wanted to bring about is when Thanos snaps. I want to get a nice snap when I do that. There we go. Okay. Now I'm pleased.
Okay.
When Thanos snaps, he sees Gamora. And then one person I was talking to, and then I don't know why I didn't think of it, because Marvel guy here, everyone dies.
Yeah.
That was supposed to die. He's like, yeah, they're all in the Soul Stone. Like, fuck, how did I not think of that when there's... So, like, yeah, Gamora's there. When Thanos snaps, he sees Gamora, and then after he gets out of the soul gem, everyone starts disappearing. Everyone that's disappeared is probably in that soul gem right now.
Maybe.
So, I mean, who knows what's going to play into that?
Because, I mean, I'm looking right now, and of course this is Wikipedia, but some of the modern team for Guardians, it looks like, so July of 2008, they had Adam Warlock, Drax Gamora, Quasar, Rocket Raccoon, Star-Lord. And then 2009, 7 issues later, is where they had Groot, Mantis, Major Victory, and Bug. 2019, Jack Flag. 2020, Cosmo the Space Dog, and Moondragon were then added to it. So I don't think they go with any like Jack Flag, Major Victory, Moondragon, but the two that I think could be interesting is Guardians 3 will probably be Adam Warlock hatches, and Adam Warlock is the main villain.
Yeah.
I wouldn't be surprised the antagonist. I wouldn't be surprised that what if he becomes and I know that maybe you don't do this because Chris Pratt is Chris Pratt, and if Chris Evans and Tony Stark are leaving, you need a guy like Chris Pratt to become the face of the MCU. What if Adam Warlock joins the team then? Yeah. Because I wouldn't say becomes the leader because Star-Lord would be the leader.
But you still, someone who joins the team. Yeah, I agree with you. That's why I corrected and said antagonist, because usually we kill off now I'm going to go with a 50 percentile. We kill off Marvel villains. Used to be the joke that Marvel villain, he's going to die.
Yeah.
And then, but no, anyways, I think he's going to be like an antagonist because the Sovereign are probably more so the villains in that sense.
And it'll be interesting. I don't know if they're going to do this in Captain Marvel at all, but the whole, and I hope I'm saying the name right, when it's Quasar, which is Fela Vale, what if they introduce her in a way through Captain Marvel, because that's who she's related to. She's almost the same kind of... I don't want to say she is Captain Marvel, but she had been known as Captain Marvel in the past. So, I mean, what if they add her, maybe get rid of like a Drax? Because after Thanos is dead, really with Drax, it's like... I could see Thanos dying in Avengers 4, Drax being like, all right, I'm done. Like, you know what? Let's be honest. I was only here to get Thanos. Thanos is dead. I can die happy. Yeah. I can go live on wherever I want to go and be happy.
Or, I mean, it comes down to maybe, like we said, we don't know. Well, this was for Avengers 3 that there are going to be some major deaths. Maybe he doesn't come back.
Yeah.
Or maybe he dies in the final fight with Thanos or something. Because we don't, like... for some reason I don't see him just dropping and leaving the Guardians without a decent reason to, because in Guardians 2 he states himself, no, we're not friends, we're a family.
No, he says it in Avengers Infinity War 2.
He does that as well in that one, because he says it in, I know for sure because I just watched it again.
I think he says it in Avengers Infinity War 2
okay.
I know he says it in Guardians 2 though.
Because I just watched it.
I watched that scene too on YouTube recently.
When they're all on Ego.
Yeah.
And they're arguing, and then he looks at Nebula, except you maybe.
You're right. He didn't say it in Infinity War. He did say it in Guardians 2. Yeah. What would you think of this? I'm not
Add Cosmo.
I don't know how they. We've seen Cosmo.
We've seen Cosmo. We've already seen him.
But maybe we don't know if Cosmo died when Thanos destroyed everything in nowhere.
Maybe. No.
Because that's where Cosmo was.
Doesn't mean he was there.
I'm assuming he's still there. I don't think Cosmo was able to get off.
I mean, he destroyed everything in the collectors.
That means Howard the Duck got off though.
He did get off because he was in Guardians of the Galaxy 2. He was somewhere else, which means maybe
he was
Cosmo,
with the Ravengers.
Maybe Cosmo is somewhere else.
Maybe, but I'm assuming Cosmo's dead right now.
Nah, because he didn't destroy nowhere. He destroyed the collectors.
Yeah, and that's where Cosmo was.
I mean, I don't think they all stayed there because
I've never seen Cosmo anywhere else, so I'm going last frame of reference. Like Howard the Duck, I've seen somewhere else.
Okay. Well, so you believe that, and I'm gonna go with hopefully adding Cosmo.
Back to what I was gonna say.
Yeah.
Is what if, and Mantis is another one that is, so right now we've got Drax, we've got Gamora, we've got Rocket, Groot, Star-Lord, and Mantis are our 6.
Yes.
What if they got rid of, I don't see them getting rid of Gamora because the Gamora Star-Lord chemistry is just too good. I don't see them getting rid of Groot because he's a commercial success. I don't see them getting rid of Rocket because Bradley Cooper, why would you want to get rid of him? So that leaves Drax, Batista, and Mantis. To where what if both of those maybe die in some way?
Mm-hmm.
Those two leave by the end of Guardians 3. Adam Warlock and Quasar are then on there. Because then you also have that not the paradigm shift, but like the balance of like, all right, we're not tipping the scales of one over the other. Where it's like Mantis leaves, so okay, Quasar comes in, that's another female character. Drax dies, Adam Warlock comes in, that's a male character, and the team is exactly the same as they were before.
No, I mean,
do you think that could even happen? Do you think I'm mentioning Quasar? Is that something that's completely thrown out of it?
I think we're gonna leave Quasar out for this one because it would be really hard to, or not hard. It's not.
We don't know what they're gonna do with the Kree Skrull invasion.
Exactly, but it doesn't. It's not really like Marvel's thing to do so much in so little time.
Except for Infinity War.
Oh, except for Infinity War, but we've had 10 years leading up to this. We've had movies.
Maybe now it all changes, man. We're going pedal to the metal.
Oh, you want us to BVS it?
Yes. No.
Exactly.
No, but they
stand down, Ricky. Stand down.
But they're gonna do it. They're gonna do it right because they're Marvel.
Yes, but that
unless it's Thor: The Dark World.
Even then, that wasn't terrible.
It wasn't terrible. It wasn't good. That's what I'm saying.
Yeah,
it still wasn't good. But back
it was okay.
Back to the Guardians discussion.
Yes. I don't think we're going to throw Quasar in just because we never introduced Quasar. We didn't really hint at it unless it was in that lineup.
So Captain Marvel's storyline.
Calm down for a minute. I'm still talking. The only thing we've ever like hinted at in any other like Guardians of the Galaxy style was that end like roster for the other Ravagers.
Yeah. The original
lineup, yeah, for Guardians. So I don't think I think if anything, we're probably just going to add one, maybe add one, get rid of one, which would be able to bring in Adam, and he would maybe be an antagonist for Guardians 3, because by then I think he'd be out of the birthing pod.
Which the original was Major Vance Astro, Charlie 27, Martin X, Yondu, Starhawk, Nikki, and then Alita Ogord. So those are the ones that we saw at the
lineup, that original lineup.
Yeah,
yeah,
that's the Stallone.
Yeah, the Stallone, the OG Guardians. No, so my thought is maybe just add one, get rid of one, or because I don't think they're gonna have 7. That's kind of a big amount to fill. So something's gonna happen.
Because the Guardians aren't like the Avengers. The Avengers are like, yeah, we can have this many because we're not together that often.
We add another.
The Guardians are constantly in one ship.
Add another.
Yeah.
Add another.
Yeah, the Guardians are constantly in one ship.
Yeah.
And are always together.
And you know what? I don't think we're going to really necessarily get rid of Rocket without Groot and vice versa, just because that's kind of, they come as a pair.
They're a package duo.
Exactly.
Or they're a package deal, I should say.
For the most part, yeah, I think so. I mean, yeah, you can make the argument, well, you got rid of Groot in Infinity Wars. Calm down. We have another movie to come out for that one. So
we knew one of them was going. Like we had an idea that maybe one of them would, because they kind of like
would.
Because they kind of paired it off that way. Like,
Yeah.
Bucky and Cap, one of those went. War Machine and Sam, one of those went. Really everyone except the major Avengers, the original Avengers.
Yeah.
All disappeared. Mm-hmm. Really the only one that didn't have that was Titan. Because it was like Peter, Doctor Strange, all of the Guardians are gone.
Just, yeah, basically got rid of almost everyone.
Which I didn't have this thought on our review, but the second time watching it, I can see it. I can see why a lot of people hated Star-Lord after Infinity War.
Oh, no, he's fucked everything up.
Exactly.
I get it. I get the hate towards him.
We didn't really talk about that in our review.
No.
But after we did our review, I was like, man, there's a lot of hate for Star-Lord.
Well, yeah, because he kind of fucked everything up. Mm-hmm. But, I mean, that doesn't make a movie go any farther, does it now?
No.
Exactly.
If they got the gauntlet off of
Thanos.
His hand. Like Dave said after, he said one of the big things is he wanted Doctor Strange to do the portal thing to hack off Thanos' arm so that the gauntlet was no longer attached to him.
But guess what? That doesn't make a movie then.
No, it doesn't. Doesn't make a movie, doesn't advance a plot. But any final things you want to mention about Gamora, her future, and anything about the Guardians?
No,
or Avengers
I think near end of movie, whether they
because we're gonna see her in Avengers 4. Let's be honest.
Yeah, they're gonna bring her back somehow. But I know
it's just how are we gonna see her?
I think the main thing we're gonna see her as is in the Soul World until someone finds a way to bring her back.
Mm-hmm. No, that's what I think also. But
because
this is where. Go ahead.
No.
You were gonna say one last thing. Go ahead.
I was gonna iterate basically what we just said is because, or what we've already said is because I mean, James Gunn said she's got to be an important
major role
in
major role.
That's gonna be a skit now.
Well, it's How I Met Your Mother. Major role.
Oh, is it?
Yeah.
I haven't seen that in a long time.
Ted and Robin do that.
Okay.
Where whenever it's like general, major, anything like that, major role. And Robin disappeared too. Maria Hill.
Oh, she did, yeah. Along with Nick Fury.
Yeah. But you were just gonna reiterate what we were saying.
Yeah, James Gunn said she's gonna be an important role in Guardians 3, so we gotta bring her back somehow.
Well, this is where you guys come in. Let us know what you guys think down below in that comment section. What do you think Gamora's role is gonna be, or future is gonna be in the MCU, and how does this change the Guardians? I know we kind of went into that tangent of how does Avengers Infinity War and Avengers 4,
how will that
change the Guardians into Phase 4? Let us know what you think down below in the comment section.